Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dre Credit. Got a special one here today. We're going to be going over credit builder accounts you can add to strengthen your credit profile with no hard inquiry required, right? So this is for all these people right here with a thin credit profile, right? And this is from Experian.com, of course, right? And see what it says. So a thin file generally refers to a credit history with fewer than 5 credit accounts. Having a thin credit file can make it more difficult to access credit, but you can take the steps to build and improve your credit history, right? So for all my people with them thin credit profiles, Experian says it's 5, but if you ask me, I'd say anything less than 10, right? Especially if you're looking to get funding for your business, you definitely need 10, right? If you can put more on there, put more on there, right? The more, the better. Okay, we know in order to get an 850 credit score, we need at least 21 primary accounts on your credit profile, right? So let's get into it. I got 16 credit builder accounts for you guys, 16 accounts that you can get today with no hard inquiry. You can literally get all of them. There is one that has some restrictions, but I'll get into that when we get there. So let's go. So the first one I got for y'all is Credit Strong, right? As you can see up here, they have personal and they have business, right? They have business credit too. You can build your business credit with Credit Strong. We talking about just personal today. So let's go. So they have multiple products depending on what you're looking for, right? They have an entry-level installment account, right? We can see right here on the left, it says build up to $1,100 of installment credit, right? Balance build credit with while you save. So this is just a savings. Well, this is just like an installment loan. So what you do is you would go ahead and apply, get approved for it. Each month, they're gonna say take $25 out of your out of the bank account that you link to the Credit Strong account. Every month, they're gonna take $25 out of that, and then they're gonna put that in another savings account minus any interest or fees for your term loan, right? You can end anytime you want, but you are gonna pick your term, whether it be 24 months, 48, 72, right? Whatever it is. Um, so you are going to pick that. And then at the end of your term, they're going to go ahead and give you all that money back, right? They also have revolving accounts, right? So revolving is a credit card, build up to $3,000 of revolving credit, right? Which is very good because you need that good mix. So you need a mix of revolving accounts and installment accounts. So they offer both of those here, right? But they also offer this big dog over here, okay? This for the people that really want to get to the bag fast, right? This the Magnum account. Uh, this is for largest long-term impact, right? Building a large amount of credit with a low monthly payment. You can build $2,000 up to $30,000 of installment credit history, right? And why you would want those high limits is because banks do comparable credit. So if you go up in there and you got a $30,000 installment personal loan on your credit report that you've been paying off for, at least 6 months, right? That's going to look very good, right? The more the better though, right? Like you're not going to want to go in there with like a fresh $30,000 loan. You're going to want to try to pay that off, like at least half. I would say at least half, right? Even more if you can, you know, because the more it looks paid off, the more trustworthy it is, right? It's like, it looks cool to have a $30,000 loan, but it doesn't hold much weight if you haven't had it for that long, right? Just the same thing with like a credit card, right? Like you can have a $30,000 credit card that looks awesome, but if you've only had it for 2 months, right? It's like it doesn't show much trustworthiness, right? And that's another thing. That's why the average age of accounts on your credit profile is so important, right? That age, because that age shows your trustworthiness over a long period of time, right? The banks don't only want to see that you can manage a lot of credit, but they want to see that you have been managing a lot of credit for some years now, right? So the more you can pay this $30,000 loan off or whatever if you do get this, the better that is going to look for funding time. Okay, my next one we have is Self, right? Self lender. So they also do rent reporting too, right? To all three credit bureaus, as we can see. Well, we'll just clicked on this now, but it was saying that there is rent reporting to all three bureaus as well. This is an installment credit builder loan as well. They have the credit card too, actually, so they have both. But it's just a credit builder loan, as we can see. It's a loan in the bank held certificate of deposit that you pay off in monthly installments. Each monthly payments gets reported to all three credit bureaus. That builds your all important credit payment history, which makes up 35% of your credit score, right? So it's just another installment loan that you can put on there. They have different terms. I believe the longest term they have is 24 months. The shortest term they have is 12. I'm a big advocate of longer terms simply because it's all about history, right? As we just read, that payment history is 35% of your credit score. So the more history you have within that payment history, the better your FICO score is going to be, right? And it's going to look better too when you have that longer loan period to the banks, because a lot of the times usually they don't give longer loan terms at pretty good interest rates. Usually the longer the loan term, the higher the interest rate because the more of the risk, right? So my next one is Kickoff, right? Kind of the same thing, installment loan, right? They do have a secured credit card as well, but it's kind of just the same thing. No credit check, starts at $5 a month. You just kind of auto pay it, just kind of like self. Kickoff or Povo. Povo, same thing. Bill with installments, as we can see here, 10 months for 24 months, reports to all four credit bureaus. They even have Innovis in there. And then you just learn with some courses, and then you earn rewards. So like you buy a course, you pay for the course over installment loans, you watch the course, and then you earn rewards. So that is how Kovo works. Next, we have Tomo Boost. This is another one that'll give you up to $30,000. They will backdate to up to 2 years. Let's see if I can get some more information for y'all. I know there is backdated 2 years. Okay, here we go. Yep. Report 24 months, right? So you can actually backdate this, but this is $130 a month, which is pretty pricey if you ask me. I would say even $69.99 a month, up to 20K though. So it's all right. So it's really just on what you guys want to do. But you can backdate this, right? This is going to be 2 years. This is going to be 12 months. This is going to be 2 months. Depending on, what you want to do. Or looks like you can do a 1 year plan, right? Which is $83 a month. And so it drops that price a whole lot down if you just buy it all at once. And as we can see here, no credit hard pulls, all major bureau support, right? So this is going to report to all three. Next, we have Hello Bridget. Same thing. Installment loan builder, right? You build credit while you save. So let's credit builders. Let me show y'all. Right, build credit for a credit card, build your credit without extra debt. Yeah, so you just kind of build with a savings secure loan, kind of just like the other ones. Yep, here we go. So you open a credit builder account, no hard pull. Choose how much to save each month to create payment history, build payment history, better credit, more savings, right? So you're just using your own money to build credit. Next is creditupbuilder.com. This is a new one that I just found online. But this, as we can see here, easy application, no hard credit pull on your credit profile. Accounts are FDIC insured. Submit your name, address, everything like that. You pick your plan. You choose to build over 12, 18, or 24 months with a payment that fits your budget, low interest rate, no administrative fees. And then you watch your savings build while your credit grows. So it's kind of the same concept. This is by Five Star Bank. So it is backed by a bank right here at the top. So you would just submit your information here and then go ahead and get started with that. Right. Next is Navy Fed, right? The pledge loan. So this is the one that I was saying earlier in the video where I was like, this is the only one that is going to have restrictions possibly for people, but it's super easy to get into Navy Federal. If you don't know, literally all you can do is call and just say, hey, I had a grandfather that used to be in the military. I have none of his information. Is it okay if I join anyway? Literally, that's literally all you have to say. That's what I said. And I got in Navy Federal. That I literally called and I was like, hey, I had a grandfather, he passed away. I don't know any of his information. None of my family has any of his information, but I really, want to be a member of Navy Federal. And it only took me 2 tries, right? Like the first person that I said that to, she said no. So I said, okay, I hung up. I called right back. And the next woman that I got, she was super cool. She was like, oh, I got you, no problem. And she let me in. So if that does happen, if somebody says no, you can just go ahead and hang up and call back again. But the Navy Federal Pledge Loan, right, which is a savings secured loan. So with them is you're going to build credit with the money in your savings. So say you have $5,000 in your savings account, you're going to go ahead and apply for a $5,000 Navy Federal Pledge Loan. They're going to go ahead and lock the $5,000 in your savings account, and then they're going to give you $5,000. So the play with them is once you get that $5,000, the next day I would pay off like 4,800, 4,900, something like that, almost till it's all the way paid off. And once you pay that money, so like the $5,000 that is locked, every time you make a payment, your money becomes available. So like if you were to pay 4,900 the next day, you'll have your $4,900 back that they took from you immediately. So that's the cool thing about that as well. Like you don't have to wait till the end, like you would like sell for Credit Strong or one of these companies. You would have to wait to get your money until the end of the term. But with Navy Federal, you get your money back right when you pay it. So yeah, that's the play with them. You just go ahead and pay that off 95%, set the rest up on auto pay, and you're good to go with that. Next is DCU, right? Credit Builder Loan, Digital Credit Union. Anybody is allowed in this credit union, okay? Anybody can get in. It's a simple, what is it? It's like a donation to their nonprofit, right? But they pay for the donation though, right? So they'll even pay for the donation for you. So like you don't even have to pay for it yourself. But you would get their credit builder loan. It's the same thing as the pledge loan. It's literally, yeah, just literally a savings secured loan, right? It's up to only $3,000 though. Navy Federal loan, I believe, goes up to 20,000. This one is only up to 3,000, and it's 12 to 24 months. Navy Federal's loans go up to 60 months. The pledge loan will go up to 60. This one goes up to 24, only 3,000, right? So if you do have the $3,000, what I would do, I would put it for 24 months. Like I said, pay 2,800, 2,900 off immediately the next day, get that money back so you can use it. And then once that installment loan reports to the credit bureaus, it's going to report at 95 or 98% paid off or whatever the case is. So that's going to automatically just boost your score. Next builder we have is Ava Finance. Ava Finance, they are very good. They will report a $2,500 credit card. Let me see. Give y'all the. Trying to see where it says. Okay, here we go. So yep, how it works. So yeah, first you would just literally apply for the Ava card. They're gonna give you a $2,500 credit card instantly reported to the credit bureaus. And then you would just set up a bank account to just auto pay the Ava card off as you go. And then as you go, they unlock more and more of that credit limit available to you. I was trying to see, usually it'll say, we report $2,500 this, that, but I was trying to get it on the video for y'all, but it looks like it doesn't. Let's see, maybe it's right here. Nope, same thing. Okay. But yeah, it is a $2,500 credit card instantly reported to your account within 7 days. So that's super cool. You can get that good mix, right? We got a good mix of installment accounts, revolving accounts, things like that. So yes, Ava's good as well. Next, we have Chime, right? A Chime credit builder account. So with Chime, they don't have no interest or annual fees, no credit check to apply, and no minimum security deposit required. And this is going to be a credit card, right? So this is just going to be a credit card. So a secured Visa card. So you can always use this to build as well. Next, we have Credit Rent Boost. This is, they're going to report your rent. You are able to backdate with them. They only report to Experian and TransUnion, though. As we can see here, they have different options, right? For ongoing rent reporting, it's $6.95 a month or $49 a year. For past rent reporting, it's $49 for 12 months. Or $65 for 24 months, right? Depending on how backdated you want it. And past and ongoing is $6.95 a month plus the past option, right? Which will report up to 2 years. So they got different options here, but they do only report to Equifax and TransUnion. Same thing with Rental Karma. They report all past and current rent, so you can backdate with them some years too, you know, 4 years, you could backdate with them. It's super easy. They're not really too in depth. You can get with them pretty easy. The same thing with rent reporters, right? You can get with them pretty easy as well. Yeah, they're pretty simple. They don't really do too much checking. Like if you live at your mom's house or you know, you have a brother or a friend or dad, uncle, whoever, who you can, you know, say that you live there, who will actually vouch for you. All they would do is you just put them down on the application. They're going to go ahead and give that person a call to verify that you actually do live there. And then they're going to go ahead and report the monthly, the backdated. You can backdate with rent reporters for 4 years. They're going to go ahead and report that as well. They don't require any lease to be shown or anything like that. That's why I really like rent reporters, because you can really manipulate with them. So yeah. Next, the last couple I want to show you guys is the Varo debit card, right? So all you would do with this is you would have to switch your bank to them though, or put some money in their account. And then you would literally just pay for, you would use the card to pay for something. Varo would go ahead and pay for it, and then the next day they're going to take the money from your account to pay that back off. And then each month that activity is going to be reported to the credit bureaus as positive payment history. The same thing with Extra debit card, right? Same exact thing. You're building credit with your debit card. You would have to switch your bank to them. They would just spot you the purchase and then take it from the account the very next day. So yeah, y'all, you guys could literally, you know, use any of these accounts to go ahead and add to your credit report with no hard inquiry. You know, so if you have a thin profile, or if you're trying to rebuild your credit again, because you know, even if you have negative accounts on your credit report, depending on how much history is associated with those accounts, removing those accounts will actually have a negative effect on your score, right? Just because it's negative doesn't mean that it's a bad account, so to speak, right? Like obviously the negative remark isn't good, but the whole account as a whole, right? Like if you have, you know, a 97% payment history on an account that's been there for 5 years, you have like 2 late payments on it, right? Like you're not going to want to remove that account, because it's just going to, you have all that 5 years of history is going to be completely gone, and that's going to tank your score. Okay. So, for anybody that is fixing their credit, you know, it's good to build on top of that, especially if you're one of those people that has, you know, I would say, you know, if you got an account like 80% payment history or something like that, 70% payment history, you could probably get rid of that, right? That's probably doing more harm than good. But like if you guys are up there in the more hires, and you guys just don't want the account, you know, say it's a charge off, but it has, you know, 89% payment history, but you're like, no, I don't want the charge off of my report, you know, that's totally fine. But I would recommend you guys start adding some of these credit builder accounts, because that way you can start building on top of that, because you are going to lose any history that is associated with that account. So you're going to want to make sure that you're going to start making up for that history as soon as possible. That way you can get that score jumping back up where it needs to be. All right, y'all. I'll catch you on the next one.